Excited about what we did on both sides of the line of scrimmage, offensive and defensive line. I think everyone here knows that with us coming in, that was a point of emphasis for us. We lost a bunch of really good football players on the defensive line, and having to replace those guys was a high priority for us in this recruiting class. Proud of what our entire staff did. Coach Burnham going out and getting some really good players that I think will help us next fall and help us long term there at that position as well. I think the speed that we added at the skill spots, in particular at wide receiver, is something that, again, we're trying to continue to add to our roster. He's a kid that we had in camp last year, and we talk about the ability being where we are with the location to have kids come on campus. I had a chance to have him in camp, really liked him in person, liked what we saw on tape, continue to evaluate him throughout the fall, love his ability to play multiple positions on the back end. Excuse me, at 5'11", he's got really long wingspan, plays longer than his height, and just feel like, all his intangibles off the field, he's a guy that's going to be able to come in and compete right away inside of our program. A critical position because he's a point scorer, extremely accurate with the football, and has a really solid leg. I think as he continues to develop his body, his power is going to continue to improve, and with the loss of all of our specialists, replacing all of those roles was extremely critical to us as a program. Getting DG was awesome, very visible, over there on the island, and has a lot of relationships with kids. Lokai knew him, and I think, the success of Mackenzie, the players over there have a comfort and recognize what's been going on here the last couple of years and want to be a part of that. Obviously, losing KZ and the recovery that he's on with the youth that we had at that position, felt like it was an opportunity for us to bring somebody in that has a lot of game experience, that's competed at the highest levels, that we feel fits what we do offensively, to come in and, again, add a player to our meeting room. The most important thing you have as a coach at your disposal is competitiveness, having great players in there. They're going to push each other on a constant basis, on a daily basis. I think Brandon brings that to our room, level of maturity, and those guys are all competing right now in a really positive way.